What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. And in light of the recent events, as far as us getting these BS banners and SS banners and collab banners, one right after the other, I think it's high time that Netmarble made a few changes to the game. So these are some ideas that I think would actually help improve this game quite a bit. The first thing would be to improve Tower of Trials. Now, here's an idea for Netmarble, something that I think would be really great. Right now, currently, all we do with Tower of Trials is we just hit auto clear, we collect our AP, right? And then we are done. We collect a little gold, collect a little AP, and we're finished. Now, something that I think would be really, really great is if this would reset every week. And if it would reset every week, where we could actually go through Tower of Trials and go through these stages to where we're fighting certain bosses and acquiring rewards every single week through the bosses. Like maybe we're acquiring some souls, maybe we're acquiring certain other materials to level up or get other materials, such as maybe more souls, maybe have a coin shop in here. That would be pretty cool. But at the very top, you would be able to get more rubies a week. I mean, if you're going to throw out all these banners, one after the other, after the other, after the other, you need to start increasing our ruby intake. We need to start getting more rubies every single week, so that way the game is balanced. Because the direction that you're going right now, Netmarble, is that the whales are going to be pulling ahead by a much larger margin compared to all the free-to-play and moderate spenders. So you need to give us a few more rubies. I mean, even if you gave us, 300, 400 rubies a week in this thing, that would be really nice. I mean, personally, I'd like to see more, but that would be cool, right? I think we'd all be pretty happy with some changes to Tower Trials, fighting some different bosses. They give us some new content, which is something you really should be focusing on. And to be able to get rubies and maybe get other resources, that would be awesome, right? That would be a totally cool thing that they could do. Another thing that you guys could do is, and I've complained about this thing before, and I'm probably going to complain a little bit about it again, is the spider robot. This game mode, and I've mentioned this 20 million times, this game mode, for the amount of work that you have to put into this game mode to get the maximum score, it just isn't worth it. You got to level up 10 characters, max them all out, and printstone them all out. I mean, it's a lot of resources. And, you do get a little something, right? You'll get 2 gold hammers, and you'll get an HP stone. And yeah, I mean, it's not like you're going to be getting these insane rewards. I mean, if I click on here, I mean, you can get HP stones, you can get experience bottles, you can get 2 gold hammers, right? And you only have to do it once, and then you can just auto clear it the next 2 times. But it would really be awesome if there was better rewards in this. Really, if you just gave us better rewards in this game mode, that's all we would ask for. I mean, I would really love to see, like, some of these immortal dungeons and spider robots give us a set amount of rubies every single week. For example, in the team relay dungeon, every time we play these things, we get rubies. We get 150 rubies from fighting giant mighty moes. We get 150 rubies from running giant arms black, and 150 rubies from giant welder. And it would really be nice if you just added some rubies. Even if you were going to give us 100 rubies in the immortal dungeons, right? If you're going to give us 100 rubies every day in the immortal dungeon, that would be cool. Or if you let us play this twice, where we didn't have to spend another 100 rubies to play it twice, that would also help out a lot. Seriously, you need to give us more rubies for us to be able to keep up with this stuff. The rubies you're giving us to help us out a little bit, the 10,000 rubies, the 5,000 rubies that you gave us for the SS banners, right? It's nice, but it's not enough. It seriously isn't. I've said it once, I'll say it again. You need to get the character, and then you got to get a memory. And sometimes, depending on your luck, I mean, I went through the whole banner before, spent 18,000 rubies, and didn't even get a character. I had to use a fighter selector just to get the character, so that means I still need to get their memory, and that's the same for all the other players out there. Another thing that they could do is have a game mode where we're actually fighting bosses. Now, we do have a new game mode coming to the game. We will see what all that entails. We're going to see, what that involves. What do we actually have to do in the game mode? I know there's some one-on-one situations where you're going to be fighting opponents. So maybe they already got this covered. But if they don't, this is an idea that I'm throwing out there. have a game mode where we're fighting BS characters. I know that we have Guild Raid right now, but this isn't what I'm talking about. In Guild Raid, there's a lot of similar mechanics. Really, what I would like to see is a game mode where you could actually use your guard. Like moments in the fight, you could use your guard, or like maybe there's a timer going on where, you know, you have the time to win, use your 3PG. You're not just spamming your skills and spamming and spamming and spamming away. Like maybe there's a meter going on where whenever the meter reaches a certain point, you have to guard. Or maybe there's a meter, when it reaches a certain point, you have to use your 3PG or 5PG. Or some kind of mechanics like that. Something to where it requires some skill to actually play it, some in-game content. And what I'd like to see, whether it's in this or whether it's in other game modes, is some kind of system to be able to make memories for SS characters. Currently, right now in the game, you can click on Dimensional Exchange and you can actually make Dimensional Invitation tickets for collab characters by using 3 Fest memories. And the cool thing about this is you can actually farm these memories from 0 here in the Immortal Relay Dungeon. You can actually farm these things. You get one of these every week, and every 3 weeks you can actually get a Dimensional Invitation ticket. And these things are actually used for collaboration characters, right? So when we get a collab character, we can actually level them up. It might take a little time, but we can level them up. So even if you just get the character, you can make these Dimensional Invitation tickets and you can start working on the character. Now, what I would like to see is a system similar to this, to where we can actually farm SS and BS memories. Now, I know what Netmarble would be thinking, oh my God, we're going to lose some money. Well, no, not really, because here's the thing. If you form a system to where we're making SS memories and form it in a way to where it's kind of like the Dimensional Invitation ticket, where it takes 3 weeks to form a Dimensional Invitation ticket if you're going by just farming Fest memories from a game mode, right? You know, we have to come in here, we have to go into the Challenge Relay Dungeon, Team Relay Dungeon, come in here, and this is where we actually get that memory for Clone 0, right? Well, if we have a game mode where you have a coin shop like the Elemental Events here, if you have an exchange shop like this, another game mode separate from this where you can actually form SS memories. But the thing is, you would need so many coins, or maybe if they had shards, maybe you had to get so many shards, whatever it was, you had to get so many resources to be able to get the character, and you were only allowed so much per week or so much per month. So maybe, for example, you could only farm an SS or a BS memory once a month, right? Once a month, which means if you did get the character from the BS or SS banner, it would take you 3 full months to get them up to 3-star, which is where you would want them. Now, you wouldn't get the imprint stones, and that's the price you would pay for not being able to go through the banner, so it still would reward the whales. The whales will still be like, man, you know, I'm going to jump in here, and a lot of other players, I'm going to jump in the banner, I'm going to go ahead and go for this because I still want those imprint stones. You know, the people that would have to farm the SS and BS memories, they would have to use imprint stones that are always available in the game. But I mean, we do have double attack stones, right? And even HP stones can be very valuable, especially on these super powerful characters like SS and BS. And I think that would be fantastic. I mean, if they're going to throw out all these characters left and right, you know, they need to formulate a system to where everybody can get these memories. So, you know, if you're a free to play, if you're a newer player, you come into the banner and you get a memory for an SS character or a BS character, you'll think to yourself, well, you know, I got the memory, you know, I don't have any more rubies left, but at least I can go ahead and go in this game mode, farm a bunch of resources, and farm me an SS or BS memory once a month, or once every 6 weeks, or whatever Netmarble would decide. You know, they need to do it like that. And if they spread it out to where it does take a good 3 months to farm an SS or BS character up to 3 stars, that means every year you'll be able to do 4 of those characters. So you're still going to incentivize all the whales and all the spenders and players to go ahead and come into these SS banners and BS banners and start pulling for these characters, because they're not going to want to wait no 3 months, and they're going to want those imprint stones, right? They have incentive and they have motivation to go ahead and jump in here and do it. So Netmarble, you're not going to lose any money, but you're still going to be balancing things out, and you're going to be helping out the player base. They're still going to be able to farm up those memories. It's going to take them quite a bit of time, but they're still going to be able to farm memories, and that's going to give them some satisfaction. It's going to make them feel a whole lot better, and it's going to make them want to play the game a lot more. It's going to incentivize them to want to play the game more, right? And the whales will still go ahead and whale out because They're just not going to wait. They're not going to wait, and they're going to want those imprint stones. Another thing that they could do is give us a salvage system for our cards. Right now, look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at how ridiculous this is. This is insane. Look at all these Noah cards, right? Look at all my Kea cards. I mean, I have an abundance of Fest cards. Now, I know not every player is in the same situation as me, but if you've been playing this game, you know, I've been playing it since global release, more than likely you have a slew of cards that you don't use. I don't use any of these Ryugo cards anymore at all. I don't use any of the Ryugos. I don't use the Ein cards. I don't use any of these things. And I would really love to be able to salvage these babies for whatever. You know, maybe salvage these things and, you know, come into a place, an exchange shop, to where you have a chance of getting a different Fest card. I mean, right now, the way it works is you click on this card. Here, let me get back out of here. Right now, the way this works, I went all the way out too far. You hit combine, right? Oh, we need to go to exchange shop, sorry. You go to exchange shop here, and you go to exchange cards, and you can actually make a certain card. So I clicked on that Kea card, right? And I can make 2 more by using 2 other cards, right? But what I would like to see is if you could, you know, one of 2 things. One, either salvage these cards, have a salvage system where we can salvage the cards, get a bunch of soul dust, and use them in the exchange shop, or have a chance of getting a different Fest card. Maybe a Fest card that you'd want, like the Serena, or like the Akane, or the Leah, or maybe the new set that just arrived in the game. I think that would be freaking fantastic, because it would actually give us a reason. I almost screwed up there. That would actually give us a reason to farm up these cards, because right now all they're doing is collecting dust in the inventory. We need a way to use these cards. You know, in a good game, you want a circle of forwardness, right? You want things to come back full circle, right? Right now, what's happening is everything is going in this direction, and it's just stacking up like a pile of dog crap, right? It's just stacking up. You need to clean up this crap, right? You need to clean it up. You need to have a system to where you're constantly reusing resources in the game and using them for other things. So if we had a salvage system for these cards, we could at least get soul dust and come in here, and we could, you know, get tokens in here. You get souls in here. You could get AP, whatever, right? Or have a system to where you could combine a couple cards, a couple Fest cards, and have a chance of getting a different Fest card. It has to be a Fest card because you're sacrificing 2, 3, 4, whatever Fest cards Netmarble decides to do to get another Fest card, but you're guaranteed a Fest card. You know, it's going to be by chance. I mean, you know, you don't want it to be they can get whatever they want. That'd be kind of broken. But you have a chance of getting whatever card. Or you're going to have a chance of getting the cards that are in the combined system. So you go to combine here, right? And you click on, we'll click on set cards. Go all the way bottom. Like these cards right here. It would be pretty cool if we could actually combine our Fest cards and have a chance of getting maybe these, because it is practically impossible to get these card sets from here. The RNG is just insane. I have combined so many cards that's not even funny, and I still don't have any of these sets in here at all. I got 2 of these. I have, whoops. I have 1 of these, and then I have 2 of these, right? Out of all this time, months have passed by since this was introduced into the game, and still haven't got a full set. So, you know, just having either a combined system to have a chance of getting other cards, or having a salvage system for the cards where we can salvage them and be able to use those soul dust to get tokens, summon tickets, whatever. And I mentioned this 100 times, but also having a system for our imprint stones. Have a combined system for the imprint stones to where we can actually combine imprint stones, because I don't know about any of you guys, but mine are full. My inventory is absolutely full, especially if I start collecting all my imprint stones. I have not collected any of these things. Look at this. We'll go down to guild raid boxes. Look at that, guys. 69 guild raid boxes. 20 more. I mean, I have a ton of these things. And the reason I don't use them is because I have no place to put any of those imprint stones. So we need a combined system. We need, like I said, guys, we need a circle in this game. You need to be able to reuse your resources. You can't just have a bunch lying around in the inventory. There needs to be a way to combine our imprint stones, or combine our card, or salvage imprint stones, or salvage cards, something like that, to where we can use those resources to get something else. So let me know what y'all think about these ideas. I mean, would you like it to where, you know, they would remove the extra 100 rubies for the Immortal Dungeons, where we could play the Immortal Dungeon twice and we didn't have to spend rubies? That would actually save us 100 rubies a day and would actually gain you 700 rubies a week. That would be pretty cool. Have the Tower of Trials, where you could actually get rubies from the trials every week. Have a boss in there where you're actually fighting bosses. Have salvage system for the cards and for the imprint stones, or have maybe some kind of combined system for the imprint stones and the cards, because I really think that would help the quality of life of this game, especially if you'd be able to farm SS and BS memories. I mean, let me know how y'all feeling about that. Would you be happy if you could farm an SS and BS memory once a month or once every 6 weeks? Would that satisfy you? You know, what do you guys think about that? So I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.